Hello, and welcome to Make a Difference, the show about how volunteers are making a difference every day right here in Montgomery County. I'm your host, Sandy Smith, and we welcome you here with us via Zoom due to the current pandemic crisis. Today, we are speaking with Salma Hasan Ali, Chief Inspiration Officer and Vice President of the Board for KindWorks. Welcome, Salma.
Thank you so much.
That's a very interesting title, Chief Inspiration Officer. I love it.
Thank you. I love it too. And it's something that I take to heart. And the main thing is to really inspire people to do kind and to be kind. And that's very much our vision at KindWorks.
Wonderful. Tell us about the origins of KindWorks, which was originally founded as Mover Moms.
That's right. Yes, we started about 13 years ago. A dear friend of mine, Rebecca Kallenberg, she founded the organization. It was called Mover Moms. And it was a group of mothers who would get together and have fun with a purpose while doing good in the community. And we really wanted to model doing good for our children. It's one thing to tell our children that it's important to volunteer, it's important to be kind and serve others, but it's a completely different experience when we engage our children in doing volunteerism. And so that was the genesis of Mover Moms, is very much focused on mothers and children doing good in the community. And then we realized we outgrew our name and the people who wanted to get involved with volunteerism. It was people across the community of all ages. And so we turned into KindWorks, and it's continuing the mission of doing good and spreading volunteerism and making volunteering easy. I think, we all have a big heart. We want to give back. We want to be generous and do good in our communities. But often, especially in this town, with the busyness of life, it gets sidetracked a little bit, or we just don't know where to start. And so at KindWorks, we make it easy. We do all of the legwork. We'll organize a whole range of projects. So whatever your interest, whatever your passion, whatever you're committed to, you'll find a way to give back in those needs. And so we make it easy. We organize the projects. We send it out to our database of over 2,000 volunteers now. And people just plug in as their schedules allow.
That's great. And I think it is very important for us to start children off volunteering, because I think when you start young, it just becomes a natural part of your being, and you continue as you get older. Tell me, what is the KindDemic, yes, and the reason behind its inception, and what do you hope to accomplish?
Yes, the KindDemic. It's a new initiative that we launched last year during our pandemic time, and really KindWorks are vision is to inspire action for a kinder world. And the KindDemic is a way that we can really realize that vision during this time of pandemic, when the need is so much greater than ever before. And yet we can't function in the same way that we used to. We used to gather volunteers in a community to serve the community, to interact and get to know one another and get to know the needs of people that we were trying to help. We can't do that in the same way. So the KindDemic is basically coming up with creative ways to give back and to also build a sense of community at a time that we need to be distant. So we've come up with different projects where we are safe, but giving back and serving needs of our neighbors and feeling connected, which I think is so important right now.
Yes, absolutely. As the self-proclaimed chief storyteller, tell us about some of the stories you're hearing from the community.
It's been amazing. Every single day we hear these stories that just warm our hearts and really inspire us to do more and to spread this kindness, spread the KindDemic and make it go viral as well. I mean, one of our projects I'll just share is called Kind Soup for the Soul, which is this amazing initiative that our executive director, Deb, came up with. And it's making soup in our kitchens via Zoom every Saturday evening. And please join us if you can. So Saturdays from 5 to 6, we share a link on our website We come up with a soup recipe that volunteers share with us. We'll put the ingredients list and the recipe on our website, and then people join in from their kitchens. And it has been incredible. I have to tell you, the whole idea is to make a huge pot of soup, enough to serve our own families, and then lots extra, so we can take quarts of soup to shelters. We can share them with neighbors. We can share them with people who we know are just stressed right now and just need that connection, that hug that soup provides.
Right.
So through that, we're hearing stories, you know, of people sharing soup with their postal delivery folks who, you know, are just so surprised and so happy to get soup. We're taking soup to the Black Rock Consolidation Hub, and there it's being packed into boxes and taken to the food insecure and those that are suffering from COVID, and others who are coming up to the hub knowing that there is food there and that they'll get a warm bowl of soup. So it really warms our hearts to hear these stories.
Oh, I love that. How can volunteers get involved, and what would you like them to do?
What we would love for them to do is to check out our website. First of all, it's www.dokindworks.org. There's a way that you can sign up for our mailing list, and then you'll start receiving newsletters every couple of weeks from us with a list of all the projects. And right on that website or the email that you receive, you can sign up for different ways in which you can volunteer and give back. So that's one thing. Follow us on social media. We have a very active Facebook account where I share stories, inspiring stories of the kindemic and of people doing good. And people who may be interested in other communities, just find ways to give back and to be kind wherever you are. I mean, a lot of our projects are easily adaptable to different communities, different cities around the world, really. There's so much need in all of our neighborhoods. So find those opportunities and make some soup, share it with your neighbors. You know, it's as simple as that. It's really just having the intention of giving back and finding those opportunities to do that.
Wonderful, thank you. We've been speaking with Salma Hasan Ali of KindWorks. Thanks for joining us today, Salma.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
When we return, we'll be speaking with Alexandra Boycheck with Empowered Women International, and she will discuss some of their new programs. Stay with us.
Roll over. When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique. And your mother. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
Welcome back to Make a Difference. I'm your host, Sandy Smith. Joining us now is Alexandra Boycheck, Regional Program Manager of Empowered Women International Programs of LEDC. Welcome, Alexandra.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Alexandra, what is the mission of EWI and what is the population you serve?
EWI's mission is to provide entrepreneurship training, mentoring, market access, and support services to help talented and high potential women to monetize their creative and cultural assets. And we serve mostly immigrants, refugee, and low-income women. So basically, we help women to start their own business, grow their own business, and into that process.
Okay, tell us about the training program.
Yes. So under the programs we have, under the EWI programs at LEDC, we have 3 sub-programs. One is called Entrepreneur Training for Success. It's a 3-month class where we put women that have a viable business idea and a passion. We put them in this program and we help them build that foundation and the structure. So from the beginning of what's the mission of that business, what's the long-term goals, going into target market, into marketing strategy, the financial aspect, networking, and all that. And at the end of that 3 months, the deliverable is that they have a business plan, they have all the knowledge and tools to start registering their business, access to capital. And we end with a big event, a business pitch event, where we invite the community. We also have judges that give them feedback. The second program that we have is called Grow My Business, which is a business accelerator program. And as it says, is to grow the business. So it's for women that have been in business already. They're out there, but they don't know how to scale and where to start. So that focuses much more on business strategy, on operations, on financials, and so on. And the third program is called Entrepreneur Support Services. And that's a little bit of everything, meaning that every time a woman reaches out to us that she needs help, we either put them in touch with a mentor, with a coach. We also offer about 2 to 3 webinars a month. Now there are webinars for them to learn more tools and more information in order to grow their business, and anything else, access to market, networking, everything they need.
Many of the volunteers that I interviewed at the Volunteer Center were concerned because they had never owned their own businesses. What type of volunteers are you looking for, and do they need that specific skills? Do they need to have owned their own business or run a business?
Yes, so it's definitely preferably if they have a business or they had, but it's not mandatory because a lot of other people that work in other fields and industry, they do have the knowledge about how business is run in the United States. And this we're talking because we train a lot of immigrants and refugees. They need that guidance, right? They need somebody to brainstorm. They need somebody to look over that mission to see if it makes sense with what the American public wants or the consumer out there. So everybody is welcome because everybody that has it in their heart to help somebody is going to find the tools within itself to help that woman in her entrepreneurship journey.
Absolutely. In this virtual environment, how are your volunteers continuing the mentoring part of your program? Have you found that to be more difficult?
Actually, it has been more successful because commuting doesn't exist, right? So we have another hour or 2 hours extra, right, a day to use that. So we got much more mentors, to help. So it works pretty good, even better that we have now nationally. There's mentors that we had from Ohio and Cleveland that, they found out about our mission, and the fact that it's online, they can actually mentor somebody that's starting their business. So it worked out pretty good for us, switching to this online platform that we're definitely thinking that in the future is going to be a hybrid.
Oh, that's great. How do you make sure that all of the participants have the correct technology?
So at the beginning, before we put them in a program, there's an interview. So in that interview is when we assess their business, their passion, their knowledge, but also if they have everything ready. And if they're not ready technologically, we have partners in the county that work with that. So we refer them there to take a computer class or something like that. Sometimes we help them till they're ready to do this. But we've seen that the majority are pretty good, with Zoom nowadays.
Everyone has to be nowadays.
They learn. It was forced learning and everybody knows it now.
For the first time in Montgomery County, you're now offering the program in Spanish. Are you specifically looking for bilingual volunteers?
Yes, definitely. For this class in Montgomery County, as you said, is the first time. So our programs have been around for, this year is going to be 20 years, right?
Wow.
So it's 3 years ago, I think we started the first Spanish program in DC, and we've seen such a big demand in Montgomery County. So this is the first time we're bringing it there, and we're really excited. And we definitely need the mentors to be bilingual. A lot of the women do speak English too, but there are some that don't speak at all. So definitely Spanish speakers are needed.
And how can volunteers reach out to your organization to participate, especially since you mentioned that some of your volunteers come from all over the country?
Exactly. So one way is to directly email me at Boycheck at ledcmetro.org, or if they go on our website, ledcmetro.org, under the small business programs, it's our program, Empowered Women International, and we have a link there to get involved, to fill an application where I reach out to them and we have a conversation to see what fits better their needs and our needs.
Thanks for joining us, Alexandra, and continue your great work.
Thank you.
If you are interested in volunteer opportunities, please go to our website, montgomeryserves.org. I'm your host, Sandy Smith, and thank you for joining us, and let's be sure to make a difference.